Hello! Hello, Jason JV. Hello, Billy. Hello, Finn, Hawkeye, Innerwolf, Bars, Pear Duck, Big Box, and Lurkers. Because I know there's Lurkers. Hello, one and all. How is your evening? This fine evening that you have decided to stop by. Hello, my pale-faced Hispanic brother. Hello, Jason JV, my fellow pale-faced Hispanic man. This is God of War battle music. Damn right. We're into battle music territory. How's everybody's night so we can let some people get in here before I start dropping some stuff on you and talking about things? How are you? Thank you, Billy. I also like the new chat box. It's very nice, and you can see where everyone's watching from. Feels very unifying. Thank you, Restream, for the setup. You got a new love in your life? Jackpot winner? Everybody give it up for Big Box. Big Box with the hype. He said he's got new love. Shout out to Big Box on YouTube. Camera says, I already know what this is about. Yeah, well, we're going to give details. JV is doing all right. Hi, Mrs. Scheme. You had to punch a dude in the mouth at your gym? Jesus, Billy. Vort's got pizza. Let's go! Alexander Baxter, hello, with the bruh. You got your car back, Bars? Good. We're just letting everybody get in here, by the way, and then we're going to talk about what the title is about. It's not clickbait. I am in kind of disbelief still. It's been a lot of stuff, but we're going to get into that once everybody gets settled. Grab some popcorn. You know, we got stuff to talk about that's super hot, super sexy for anyone that wants to be here. Bring a friend. You asked the girl out and she said yes. Thanks for the advice. Good job, Pear Duck. Yeah, if she says she likes you, then you like her. Yeah, just go on a date. All right, so we got Pear Duck and Big Box with the romance dubs. Let's get some dubs in the chat, no matter what platform you're on, for the romance wins of the youth. We've hit the minimum threshold to monetize on Kick. I'm just waiting for Kick to refresh enough to let me do it. I'm not sure if it wants me to have more video on demands. That's something I've seen people theorize, or if it needs to be like 24 hours. But GG's, everyone. I will get us monetized on Kick as soon as it lets me. We have met their requirements. It's just about getting the technical glitch. Mrs. Scheme got a tattoo today. Yep, she had waited 15 years to get it, so GG's to Mrs. Scheme's new tattoo that she'd wanted for 15 years, but her mom wouldn't let her have it. You'll go grab your Starbucks double shot drink for story time. Good job, Bars. What's up, Bad Dog? We're going to start our story time soon. I got some really big shit to talk about today, but I'm just waiting for everybody to get in and get settled. Oh, Billy lost his fight. Big sad. Your girl spent $80 on 3 items at Victoria's Secret. Damn, they getting expensive over there. Hello, Baxter. I'm in a glass case of emotion. All right, Squeaky Squeaks. Oh, you won the fight? Okay, well, that's good. What do you want to do, Mr. Squeaky Squeak? You said, I do what I want, and I will not settle. What are you wanting to do? Oh, I guess I'm saying because everyone has to settle down. I love when people talk about their big shit. All right, I think this is about the crowd we're gonna get. It's summer, and I don't have a lot of clout. Those two things combined, we're not gonna have a huge audience. But you are the people in here. You're the special ones. You are ground zero in the know for what will be something I will be pushing a lot on multiple platforms with probably the most comprehensive marketing I have ever done in an effort to draw everyone from the corners of my existing audience and even a new audience. Because this is a project that I have a lot of confidence in so far as the quality, and I want to give it a chance at doing well. Todd and I have learned in our live streams that usually the best song we hear on a stream has basically no exposure. So I know making good music will not be enough for this project to be successful. So I am going to try my best. I'm not great with marketing, but I'm going to do everything I can to actually give this project a chance. So what is this project? Well, some of you know, if you've listened to my music, that the most successful album I ever released as weskeem was titled After the Tone, which was the original music project that I made before you all knew me. After the Tone was done with a young woman named Brittany, and her and I got offered a record deal. Not really a deal. We got offered to meet seriously to talk about a record deal in 2010. They said, we want to sign you, but let's meet with you, kind of thing. She ghosted those meetings, not on purpose, it would turn out. She was just an irresponsible 19-year-old on the other side of California who didn't check her voicemails from me. So that project fell apart, and I didn't talk to her for, 11 years after that. It took 11 years before I talked to her again. And so 11 years later, I told her I was dropping an album that talked about what happened between us and that there were some really mean things that I said about her. And then she asked why, and that's when we found out that she hadn't deliberately ghosted the project. She had no idea. And so we spent the last 2 years, because this was 2021, when was the first time she knew that she missed out on a record deal. So 2 years we've spent talking on and off. And about a month or so ago, probably at this point, I approached her and I said, do you want to work on a song together? You want to try to make a song together? And she said, yeah, let's do it. And then we got some preliminary stuff done, and I got the first demo, and it was so beyond the quality of what she does and beyond the quality of what I do. Like, it was very notably, us together was still way better than we've ever been separately, which obviously was true. Us together now 13 years ago, well, we recorded the end of 2009. Us together way back then, when we both sucked and were using $100 worth of equipment, was good enough to get a label interested. So our powers combined has always been pretty good. But we were both very taken aback by it. And we've spent the last couple weeks deciding, do we want to do more? She's been traveling a little bit. Do we want to just do a song? What do we want to do? And we have decided that After the Tone is a duo project again. So we're working on an album, but beyond that, it's not like, hey, here's an album for a throwback. No, the entire concept of After the Tone is back to where it was in 2009 and 2010, where it is our project. Both of us writing songs, both of us recording. You're going to see a lot more of her through the After the Tone pages and a little bit on weskeem. She's going to be present in the marketing push. It's not just going to be me talking about this other person. She might be on live streams with us. Someone pointed this out, but yes, this bar is a crowdfunding bar. If you guys get super hyped on this album, think of this as a Kickstarter. The album's going to happen regardless, but there are quality enhancements that we can do with money, obviously, and it'll come out faster if we're getting paid to do it, because right now, there's no money in this unless the album does well, and her and I both have to make a living. So there's stuff. This will be going on until the end of probably mid to the end of August. This will be on all of my solo streams, not the streams with Todd. You have your first markers where it's stuff that we leak demos, because these are the things that'll pay for making sure that we do a CD run, making sure that we've paid for the uploading costs to distribution sites. All of this stuff can get expensive when you do it a certain way. Also to pay to try to get some placement in marketing and everything else, and then pay to keep the lights on here. You know, whenever I do these goals, I have to consider.
Thank you for the
Hey! We're 0.1% of the way, thanks to Finn. Let's go. We got time to keep filling this up. Now most of this is just like, this is all be nice, and then the full bar is the crack pipe dream. We don't anticipate getting there, but if for some reason there was a huge community push, someone got a bonus at work, everybody flexed. If you guys raised $9,000, Brittany will fly out to my studio and we'll record the entirety of this first album back in a week. Much more collaborative, film some music videos. So that's the pipe dream goal. But I figure, we'll put it there so you guys know, because I know someone would ask, are you guys could you record together? That's how much it would cost, because I'd have to fly her out, put her in a hotel, all that. The threshold that would be nice to hit would be right around here. Right around here, there's 3,500 in a little bit. That's probably still a little out of reach, but it'd be nice. If we do that, Jonah, aka Gatsby, is going to retrack almost all of the drums on this album, if not all of them, because drumming is my weakest element. So again, how extensive we go to making this album as good as possible has to do with crowdfunding. If no one, puts any real money towards it, we're still going to make the album. It just means we're limited to what we could do, who we can hire to help make it better, etc. But the big news here, again, is After the Tone featuring Brittany, who, if you followed me since 2021, you've heard about her before. After a couple of tough weeks of really getting into it, and her and I deciding, do we want to do this? We are officially a group again. Like, if you want to know how official it is, obviously I'm saying I'm willing to raise $9,000 if you guys are crowdfunding it for this. But it is because her and I have talked in not just as like two artists making a project, that is part of it, but we've also gone over the full business ramifications of it, agreed to business terms, talked about the future of the brand if a first album did well, how that would be a priority. Like, we are both at a point where we're willing and wanting to give a shot to the project that honestly, for both of us, was the most potentiality successful project, as it was offered a record deal back then. Now, maybe nobody cares about this style of music these days, and we'll find out, and the project could be a bust. But call it the artistic version of the midlife crisis or whatever. We're going to be marketing the hell out of the story behind this in bite-sized ways on like TikTok and stuff. Because we think that, people, especially from independent artists, people buy a story and a personality as much, if not more, than the music. Just look at Tom MacDonald. Tom MacDonald, people buy into what he does because they like him and his messaging more than his music. And so we're definitely going to be heavily leaning in to letting people know what our story is, letting people know that there's a reason to buy into the music we're making together, the significance of what we're doing, because at the end of the day, yeah, it's marketing, but it's real. You guys know it's real. You've been around. I waited 2 years before even approaching her with the idea of working together again, because I had to get over the emotional trauma of everything and forgive her and realize that she wasn't the villain that I'd made her out to be. And that took me 2 years of continual contact with her to see, would she try to use me or anything like that, and reestablishing that trust and figuring out, do I want to do this? And what made it solidly sold for me, because I was like, I think I want to do this, but it was hearing our first demo together again when I knew that if she wants to do this, we need to do it, because it will be the best music I've ever made. By a decent margin. And even if it doesn't go anywhere, I'd like to have that created. I would like to be able to create that with someone who I have a history of creating music with. I mean, 2009 was when we were recording together. And it was such an abrupt cut of what happened there. And it was such a pain and such a mark on my life, and to have the opportunity for this kind of a resolve instead of what I had before, I have to chase it. I'd love for this to be a successful project. Her and I are gonna do everything in our power to give you guys every reason to want to help it succeed. Even if we don't hit any sort of these goals or whatever, we're gonna put everything into it. This shit would help, as you guys know. Money makes the world go round. Money makes everything easier. But we're gonna give it our all regardless. My suggestion would be, y'all need to at least rally together at some point soon to get like one of these $300 dimes down, so you can hear some of this shit and understand why I mean, there's like 3 seconds of one song on the end of one of my videos, but hearing the song in full context, I think you'll probably better understand why we're doing this. You'll see a lot more next week. Next week is when her and I plan to start. You could donate $1, Big Box. Any amount helps. You know that or next week we're planning to start our marketing push. Which means you're gonna meet Brittany soon. Like, if you haven't really seen her, you're gonna start seeing her. Again, a lot of it'll be on the After the Tone social media pages, so follow those, but I'll also be putting updates on weskeem to kind of direct you guys there. How long is the crowdfunding? I am planning to run this through mid to end of October. We'll reassess at that point, but it's not going to be from Todd and I streams, because I still have to pay the mortgage. Solo streams. I'm
Thank you for the tip,
Interwolf!
Daddy.
We're at 0.33% now, baby. I am no whale, but supporting this hey, I appreciate you. I appreciate you a lot, Interwolf. We don't need any whales. I mean, I've got somewhere in my repertoire are 76,000 subscribers. We can get $1 from 10% of them. We're already at what, $7,600 of this goal for $1 from 10% of the fan base I supposedly have somewhere. So everything is super helpful. There are links to the socials. My link tree should have them. But let me just drop some here. This is the YouTube. And I think the YouTube's probably the important one, because the other socials should be on the YouTube, right? Let me see. Nope, I'll add those. But I think the link tree has it. Let me double check. So I'll add the socials to the YouTube page for you guys. And yes, my link tree has the Spotify for After the Tone, as well as the After the Tone YouTube. On Instagram, if you want to follow, or on Twitter, it's all under After the Tone Music. So at After the Tone Music is where you will find me on every platform except for Twitter, which is After the Tone Art. But don't worry about Twitter. Fuck Twitter. But there's my link tree. It shows in parentheses the After the Tone Spotify, the After the Tone YouTube. And I will add other links to the After the Tone YouTube. So if you guys go there, you'll be able to find it. I think I was talking about something else. Thanks, Billy. So yeah, crowdfunding, I'm thinking month and a half, on my solo streams. I might, as we go on, depending on, as we start marketing, how people are receiving it, we might do an actual like Kickstarter or Patreon or something that I will associate with this goal on stream, so we could keep track of it all in the same pool, regardless of where people send money. I might try to put together, when we get closer to finishing the album, if we do another push, be like, everyone who donates gets an early digital copy of the album or something. We'll see. And but right now it's just I'm just putting out there the amounts to get things nicer than they'll be. And then the main reason for this bar is because I had a couple people asking what it would take to actually get Brittany to record in my studio, and the answer is a lot, right? The main part of this album being produced super well, having other people do instruments like Jonah drumming, having an actual paid marketing campaign for it, really actually putting this out here with the same kind of promotion that big artists do and all that. That's up to the blue. That's a $5,000 campaign, which is still not a little amount of money, don't get me wrong. But it's about half of the other $4,000. That's traveling, putting her up in a hotel for a week, paying her for her time and all that. So we'll do it. She's on board to do it, but we gotta. We all have bills to pay. Her and I do, so we'd have to do it if we're getting paid to do it, kind of thing. Otherwise, we will get this album done when we do. We might not get all the bells and whistles we want, but we will be doing it. But I am extremely excited about this project. The little that we've heard so far, that I've heard so far, is phenomenal. We're at the final stage of finishing this first song fully. We have 8 songs outlined. We've already deleted 1 song basically, so we're already being finicky with it, which is good for the quality. But we have 8 songs outlined, and we want to add another 3. And the last 3 we're going to get to last, and we're hoping to do them more collaboratively, like actually be on video chats and making the songs together if we can't do it in person. Rather than right now, it's more of a one of us makes the lyrics or one of us makes the instrumentals and we mash them together. And we're hoping we're leaving the last 3 tracks open to much more fully collaborative songs created by 2 artists at the same time. Preferably, we would be able to do that in person, but we're not holding our breath for that. We're planning for it otherwise. Thanks, Billy. So yeah, I mean, now let me open it to whoever's here for your guys' questions. Because I know if you followed me at all, this is a wild turn in the anime arc. I know a lot of people who were around back then aren't around now, either because it's summer or because they've just forgotten about me. But you guys, you're the ones who are here. Right, you're the ones that have stuck around and know. So I wanna know what you guys are thinking, what questions you have, because you're the founders. Is my villain arc over? No, I'm still gonna be. Weskeem is still Weskeem, right? I'll still be doing the same shit I'm doing on Weskeem. After the Tone is its own brand now, then it's a joint brand between her and I. No questions, happy for you. Mute Boy, is she single? No, she's not, Mute Boy, I'm sorry. She, like myself, is taken. So, my apologies, F in the chat for you. Glad you're happy for me, Miles. I got Mute Boy's first one. Is she single? Nope! But I do, I will have fun with all the drama tea that might follow. Considering a lot of the songs, because we're going to be reviving a couple songs that have been written from the past, and even some of the new songs. A lot of them have romantic under or overtones and are sung as duets to each other. So I cannot wait for the drama crowd to scream scandal that two committed people to other people are doing romantic songs with each other. Probably lean into that a little for marketing's sake. It'll probably work, but that is not our primary angle in our marketing, but it is one that we both acknowledge could happen. And it's exposure, so we'll roll with it. Market the drama. Exactly, Squeaky 10. Where the hell is the bathroom on the Enterprise? That's a good question. I'm not sure. Thanks, Big Box. But yeah, it's gonna be a ride. It's yeah, it's. I would have never expected to be here. Okay, ever. Because again, you got to think about it from my timeline. 2008. I'm doing music just under my name, Rob. Right? I'm making music. And then early 2009, I meet someone who's a way better singer, and I put her on one song. And I release like a 13-track album, and she's on one song. And the only song anyone talks about on that album when I release it is the one she's on. And so I'm like, fuck it, we're gonna remake this whole thing. You're getting on the whole album. And we did that. Album was released November of 2009. And then by like June, I think it was May 2010, a record label, A&R is like, hey, you're gonna come meet with us for Fueled by Ramen. We're gonna get this done. And then she never picked up the phone. We missed the meetings. They said, fuck off. You're dead in this town, you know, because you ghosted us. And 13 years later, I'm making another project with this person. Like, I wouldn't. I'm very surprised that I'm here. The amount of hatred I carried for her for over a decade is intense, and I have not hidden that from her. We've talked about it. Like I said, it took 2 years from the time that we finally reconnected and talked this through before we even talked about this, and we've been talking on and off for those 2 years. So none of this has moved quickly, even though for you guys it might kind of look like it's moved quickly. So this album is now, I guess, 2009 is the last time we worked together, so we're 13 years in the making of a sequel. And it's a wild, wild ride. If this ended up being successful, we'd have one of the craziest stories in the music industry. What up, Sean? Your chats are coming through. I do have copies of the album. I do have copies of the album. In fact, let me go grab one. Give me a moment.
Ooh, a new stalker.
Now I have very limited copies of this, so I haven't parted with them easily. I think one of the only times people from the cult have gotten their hands on this album, Tyler, who's the top donor on this channel all time, and Killzo, who is Daddy of the Year right now, got this in exchange for buying me a Switch OLED. So I don't give these away easily, because I don't have very many of them left at this point. But this is the album that her and I made in 2010. So there we are. You might recognize here, I don't know if you know this song, this is called Sideshow. If you remember that from Pop Punk is Dead, this is where Sideshow comes from. You have The Right Thing to Say, which is from After the Tone. So The Right Thing to Say was on After the Tone, that's also from this album. So yeah, those are some old songs that are on here that you have now heard. They came from this album, Here with Moonlight, released November of 2009. This album's very much a proof of concept. It's mixed poorly. One song's been released from this album in a remastered form. Sounds a lot better than it did on this album, but Distance is on the After the Tone YouTube page if you want to get an idea of what it sounded like. That's the only song from this album that's been made public aside from recreated versions. And it is on the After the Tone page if you want to hear it. This album doesn't sound great. We were working on the reason they wanted to meet with us is not because it sounded good. They liked the concept, and the person that got me connected with Fueled by Ramen knew what I was working with, which was I was working with a $100 Yamaha keyboard and a $50 microphone, a $25 audio interface on a piece of crap computer running a free trial version of Sony Acid as my DAW. And so basically his pitch was, this is a good songwriter working with literally no equipment with this other person who's a great singer. Imagine what happens if you put them in a studio. That was the pitch to the label that we were going to go meet about. And so what I've always thought about that pitch is, well, I have the studio now. Like, I built a studio. So, you said, imagine what we could do with the studio. Let's fucking find out. Let's find out. And now we're going to. Never forget dinner in Chicago just before you released After the Tone and talked to get wild. That was such a fun time, man. That was so fun. So the news, Larry, is Brittany and I are officially getting the band back together. We've been talking for a while, and we hashed out the business end of it today. We are doing an album. We're deep into work on it. And if the album does well, it will be something we continue to do. Someone asked something earlier, and I missed it. How much do you think this will affect regular content like streams or other videos? I'm going to try to make it not. The impact it's going to have, the impact I would want it to have is just that there will be videos and streams and other content that, like this, that mentions it. I don't want this to replace or stop any content that I'm doing, but it might get integrated, if that makes sense. We have these goals here for anyone perusing around. If you could donate any amount towards them, that is appreciated. They'll be going for about a month and a half. It's just thanks to make this album better, and there's rewards for you guys as you hit these tiers. The reason that the goal goes all the way up to $9,000 is because if you guys hit that, I would be flying Brittany out here to record the album in person, putting her up in a hotel, etc., as well as doing a full marketing campaign. But the rest of it, all the goals on the way, like we don't have to hit all the goals. We'll still make the album, but that does make it easier. Obviously, helps me pay the mortgage and be able to put time into making an album like this. But if you can't contribute to the goals, just keep helping me build the hype, because I will be putting a lot of my own marketing into this, not paid for marketing, like my own guerrilla campaign. Brittany's going to be doing the same. Her and I are both on the same page that we think our music together is the best music that we make rather than our music independently, and we both want to give an actual shot at making this do well, and if nothing else, at least make a really good album we're both proud of. How long would she stay? If we were doing the album, the money is mapped out, and what she and I have agreed to is she would be out here for a week. So she'd fly in, and then we'd spend 5 days working in the studio on the songs and music videos and everything we can get done in those 5 days. And then on the 7th day, so the first day, fly in, 5 days working, 7th day, fly home. And that's plenty of time to finish an album and all that, because it doesn't have to be fully polished. It just we have to have everything that requires her there done, right? Everything recorded, all the vocals. We could change it afterwards, just, getting the bulk of it done, and then most importantly, getting music videos filmed while she's here. If I just gave you $9,000, would you put a completely no context picture of me on the album cover? Yes, I would. If you just gave me $9,000, I would have you as the whole cover. Her and I could just be on the liner art. The cover would just be you, and then the title of the album with no explanation. You drop $9,000, done. You are the album cover. For sure. What's up, Tough Nigga Awesome? I haven't seen you in a minute. How are you doing? Well, listen, Sean. I mean, honestly, I would be working on a lot more than those 5 days. But in 5 days, I would get everything I needed from Brittany done, that we would still be working on it for weeks afterwards. But it's kind of like they film a lot of Hollywood movies in a week, but then work on it for the next 6 months. It's kind of that idea. 3.5K to get crudely photoshopped next to you guys. You've been missing the nighttime from third shift. I feel that. This is like the biggest news that I've had. This is the biggest thing to happen on this channel since the face reveal, at least for me. I know for some of you guys, it's just kind of, oh, cool. But like, if you've been following me, it's After the Tone has been part of this looming thing over weskeem from day one. There was a song I released called like Happy Birthday that says I left my heart recorded after the tone in a reference to this. I have the whole album After the Tone, right? About After the Tone before I even like revealed my old music. There's so many weskeem songs that were rebranded After the Tone songs. My music career's first taste of legitimacy was After the Tone. Everything I made as myself to that point was just a kid making music. But After the Tone with Brittany was like, this is actually marketable. And so we're full circle for the artistic midlife crisis. Why you gotta do it when I be broke, man? I don't know, man. I don't know. This was 2 years in the works. I'm sad that everyone's broke. Trust me. The bills are harder to pay, and I'm trying to just survive the summer without having to get a job again. I mean, if I get a job, I get a job. It just means less content until I'm popular again. So So I don't know. Everyone's broke. I know everyone's broke because I'm broke. It's not stopping me from doing this album. This album might not get all the production behind it that I want since everyone's broke, but I'm going to try. It's like Smosh, right? Yeah, exactly. What's funny is I made a video on this on my channel right when Brittany and I fully agreed to, like, we really knew we were going to start recording at least a song together is when Smosh got back together. And I was like, bro, it is just comeback season. And what's funny is Smosh broke apart around that time, didn't they? Didn't Smosh break up around 2010? No, 2013. It was a little later. But still, it's that era. It's wild. It's wild. I need you guys to hear this demo. Like, I do. I hope sooner rather than later, you know, we could get like 30 people in here who drop $10 and we get to at least hear the demo. Cause I'm so excited to show you guys this demo, but I also know I can't just show it. Because I have to have ways to build anticipation and make money off of this so I can pay the bills since I'm putting so much time into it. But I hope soon that you guys can hear what I've heard, right? It's not even finished. And it's just, there is the musician in me, the artist in me absolutely loves the style of sound that happens when Brittany and I's voices collab. I've always liked it. And I never thought I'd hear it again. And it's just so much more refined now. I'm a big fan. Big fan of it. And you know I'm not always a big fan of my music, but I'm a big fan of this. You stopped investing in your 401k and IRA. I feel that, Sean. I feel that. It's a rough world in the economy right now. Thanks, Biden. Everybody's hurting. I know it. I'm hurting. I know. As Bill Clinton said, I feel your pain. I do, because my livelihood depends on you guys doing well. I always want you guys to do financially well because that's what I do. I'm always like, your jobs need to give you raises and bonuses, and you need to win the lottery. I'm rooting for all of your financial success because it means financial security for me. Man, I could, Sean. That's pretty evil. You want to change music history? Donate now, and you'll be part of the movement. Become a legend. See, that's why I need Larry around. He's got that preacher hustle. Preacher hustle, Larry. All right, I want more questions and stuff from you guys. Tell me where to direct the conversation, because I'll just go scatterbrained, because this has been absolutely wild. Like, that's why I'm going to be marketing the hell out of our story, because it's fucking a wild story. Like, her and I were talking today. We had a 2-hour conversation today, ironing out all the business sides of things, the plan for the brand and the album. And when we were talking about marketing the story, we're like, yeah, we have to market this story. We have to polish it. We have to, you know, sell it. But this is a crazy fucking story, isn't it? It's like, yeah, it's just a real story. Even without the polish of market, is just insane. Is Kick gonna be to Twitch like Twitch was to YouTube? Probably, Sean. That's where I'm moving most people. But now that I have Restream and all of you guys can chat with each other, I'll still encourage you to go on Kick because I get the best revenue share once I get monetized on there. But hell, you could just subscribe to me on Kick and watch on Twitch if you want, for all I care. How long has she been married? She's not married. They consider each other life partners, and I believe 10 years they've been together. 8 or 10 years, somewhere in that range. But neither of them are interested in the official marriage, whatever. But they've been together. It's 8 or 10 years. I don't know. When she gets more involved, maybe you can ask her to correct me. But they've been together a long time. We'll put it that way. You're okay with scatterbrain? Well, scatterbrain's not always the most interesting, so unscatter my brains. Shit, I'm trying to think if there's anything else cool to talk about. Um, I'm not sure. Again, subpar is always about the ideas.
Thank you for the
Mute
tip!
Boy! Thank you, Mute Boy, for pushing us ever closer to hearing a demo. You're very hot. Mute Boy, why are you trying to thirst for a Taken One stop? Exactly, Squeak. Mute Boy's out of control, but at least, you know, if you fund the album, I don't care who you thirst for, you know? Brittany and I already know that whatever you guys do or however you think about the situation or us, it will happen. Just as long as you enjoy the music, you do what you need to do, right? However you need to enjoy the music. Just know none of your weird ass fantasies are gonna happen, but that doesn't mean you can't have them. Any PFE feature on the After the Tone project? None planned right now. I think it's Brittany and I are really honing in to making this our project. If it becomes a thing, we might introduce other artists. The only consideration for another artist right now is Jonah on the drums, where needed. But we might get to a point where we look to one of the larger artists we know, you know, like PFE or Elijah Kyle, and maybe get them as a feature on a song, like a chorus or something, to boost the algorithm on release if it makes sense to have them on there. That might be something we put into our marketing strategy. But besides that, it's not in the forefront, because while we are going to try very hard to market this to be successful because we think it's going to be deserving of success, it's also very much... The story is real, right? The story, the hurt, the trauma, the healing, it's all real. It's not just out there. So a lot of how we're tackling this album is going to be there's parts of it that'll be very raw in the creation process. And so we're making sure we toe the line appropriately so far as if we introduce other artists and how. Because, yeah, there's a lot of stuff from both of us going into this of artistically proceeding with the right amount of caution and thoughtfulness to the sensitivity of everything around the situation. Cause yeah, the story's cool, right? Oh my God, they had a record offer in 2010 and then tragically, you know, she accidentally goes to the project and they lost their chance and they reunited 11 years later, you know, and he hated her, but then they got over it. And then 2 years later they make an album. It's like, oh, it's so cool. But that's also reality. We're also real people dealing with these things and how to deal with them, right? Mending the friendship that we had and the relationship as artists that we had, navigating the fact that we're both in our 30s and committed relationships and making sure, you know, we don't make our significant other super uncomfortable by, you know, doing the project. All of these things that you have to consider. There's so many moving parts because these are real people. We're real people really involved, even though the story is a bit surreal and larger than life. But I think the fact that our story is so unreal could be the thing that helps people to actually want to listen to the album. And when they do listen to it, I'm glad to say that the product that'll be waiting for them will make it hopefully like the story then becomes secondary because the music becomes the focal point. When I listen to the songs, like you could hear bits of our story in there, and sure, that makes it interesting, but I think it gets lost to our actual artistry very quickly in a good way. The story should help get people in, but I think the music's what gets them to stay. Sounds like creating this album will be therapeutic. I mean, we'll see. I don't know if you remember 2 years ago when I released After the Tone, but it fucked me up really bad because the album was done, and then I called Brittany, and I realized everything I thought for the last 11 years was wrong. And I had to try to learn how to, you guys know in my videos, I talk about how much I beat myself up, try to learn how to forgive myself, forgive other people. My entire artistry shifted from making After the Tone. I was just in this complacency of cringy rap and doing all this stuff because I knew I was still an artist, but I didn't really care about my artistry because I didn't have any sort of self-worth in that respect, and I hadn't for years. And releasing the After the Tone album, I mean, that was like the last normal weskeem album. All you've gotten after that are like singles and goofy things. That was it. You guys can actually, like, there's been no mincing words that this whole thing has had a huge impact on me. I don't know if it's therapeutic or just more trauma, but yeah, it has an impact on me. Am I producing each beat myself? Yes. The only thing that I'm going to be considering to source out and will, at least for some things, is Jonah on the drums, and Brittany might also help produce some of it. She's also a musician, obviously. She's not just a singer. She plays piano and has been fiddling with guitar and some other instruments, so she might introduce some element of production herself as well. But the main thing is there'll be some tracks that Jonah Gatsby, I've already talked to him about doing the drums on it, because that's my weakest part of music production is drums, and that's his strongest. So he's on board to help us with drums for some tracks. He'll do all the tracks if we get to this goal amount, 3,500. Jonah will do them all. Whew. So what else do we got? I'm waiting for the movie. Sounds like a 2016 movie. I mean, it could be. I'm making a documentary, so look forward to that. Leading into the album, one of the marketing promo things is a mini documentary that I've been working on. I'm filming like every part of making this. I'm trying to get as much documented as humanly possible so that I can, like I said, the story is ridiculous, but it's real, so I want to tell that story. What else? Keep it coming. This is good. This is good chat participation. I don't want to just drone on, but I want to keep talking because this is fucking the wildest thing that could have been. Like if this was an anime, this is the fucking craziest season twist. Does she have kids? No, she does not. Jeez, Mute Boy is just trying to get in. He's like, she's single? No. All right, how long has she been with her man? 10 years. But do they have kids? No. Mute Boy says, so you're saying there's a chance. Mute Boy trying to slide in so hard. God bless you, Mute Boy. God bless the attempts. Do you ever use beats you haven't produced yourself? Yeah, I do, Larry. The entire album Long Live Pop Punk was produced by IOF, not me. And every now and then my songs will be produced by, like, I usually go to the similar producers, Caps Control, Anyway Well, Wishmaster, Anno Domini. But yeah, there's songs that I get produced by other people. I produce more of my music than I don't by a large margin, that's for sure. Mute Boy is on a mission. I respect the hustle.
Thank you for the
Mute Boy
tip.
with 15 says, God bless Brittany. Listen. I respect the hustle. I don't think you're going to get anywhere with the hustle, but God damn it. A man can dream. Any future Corpse Game songs planned? No, that was an April Fool's joke, but that you guys liked way too much. Weskeem's gonna keep making goofy music though. I don't have any Weskeem albums planned right now, and I wouldn't anticipate I'm gonna start on one soon. There is a mixtape coming out of like 27 Weskeem songs sometime end of this month or sometime in August, so be on the lookout for that on Spotify. A lot of old songs returning, some of them remastered, so enjoy that. But otherwise, Weskeem will get random singles and stuff like that. Yeah, worst you could say is no. It could be worse. I'll let Brittany know that that she has eager fans already. She's Cultivating a fan base. She'll be glad to know it. You know, we all like to be appreciated and admired, right? Mute Boy, you better be hovering over that follow button on Instagram, because that's, you know, we're gonna have photos and stuff, and you know her and I are gonna try to look good in those photo shoots. So, you know, as long as you give me a good passing glance too, and not just her, I'll allow it. But you have to give your boy, your homie. You got to be a little homosexual if you're gonna be eyeing my band partner. Okay, that's all I ask. As long as you give me a good long glance before you ogle her, all right. That's right, groupies. You listen to Sports Sing in the Shower, got hype. Oh, it's such a dorky hype song. It's the perfect type of dork hype. How does that song go? Sports Sing. Gotta try it out. It's a sport thing. Such a funny song. Eager, the new way to say someone is jumping out of their pants. Yeah, you gotta kiss the homies goodnight. Damn straight, bro. Damn straight. My homies girl vibes. That's the vibe check though, man. You gonna be getting all like super like, oh my god, Brittany's voice and her face and her other things that I'm not gonna mention, but Mute Boy is thinking. Fine, but you gotta give the homie some love first. I'm the gatekeeper, alright? I wanna be lusted after too. Alright, what else? What else? Literally, possibly the biggest moment of my career, you know? Because if this pops off for some reason, it'll be probably with a new audience, unless, you know, some of the old weskeem audience comes out of the woodworks. If this pops off, this was ground zero. You guys were here for the start, so enjoy possible history in the making.
Thank you for the tip!
Mute Boy with another 10. God bless you, Rob. There you go. Yeah, my name's Rob, if you don't know. You'll be hearing that a lot more often in this project, because I'm not going to go by Scheme. I'm going to go by Rob. So, hi, I'm Rob. I'm one of two members of After the Tone. Nice to meet you. Will there be We Were Just Kids vibes? Maybe. I don't know how rappity it'll ever get. But musically, it'll probably get into those vibes a little. Brittany is pretty, but damn, weskeem. That's right, Big Box. That's what I like to hear. Just start twerking like Big Frida and you'll be all the lust. You know, if we do a music video together and there's twerking, I'll do the twerking. That's a good idea. But you are listed after. I mean, you got Mrs. Scheme. Yeah. I remember the face reveal. Before the face reveal, kept going on about how handsome Scheme is. Yeah, I'm growing my hair back out to try to be handsome again. I hate myself in this buzz cut. And I wish my hair was longer at the start of this project, because we're going to start doing promo pictures for it. So I'm going to have to wear a hood on all the promo pictures so people don't see my dumb short hair. But it's going to be grown out like it used to be, and then I'll be cute again. Hair-wise. I'm cute otherwise. Just my hair's not cute. You and Todd are twerking now. Yeah. The wheel of Harvey has twerk on it. Don't you know Lame is the new hotness? Then I'm fucking sexy as hell. Actually, you know, if Lame is the new hot, then Brittany and I are going to be the hottest act ever. Because our dynamic, you'll see soon. But if you've seen Brittany and I interact once if you were on the live stream where she came on when After the Tone came out. But if you don't remember, our dynamic is awkward energy. That's us. Different types of awkward. She's bubbly, outgoing, super positive, awkward, and I'm quiet, reserved, sarcastic, awkward. Together, we are a ball of awkward tension and weird energy like the world has never seen before. But I think that'll be fun for people to watch. I think as we market this brand, that quirkiness will be endearing. That is my hope. My hope is our quirky energy will be very endearing to you all. Because I think for this music to succeed, you guys are going to have to buy into us first. But I think both us and our music is worth buying into. If you followed me for any amount of time, I don't give glowing reviews to what I'm working on all of the time. I tread with caution, but this is a project that I have every bit of confidence in that it is worth hyping, and I'm going to hype it And I'm going to make sure everyone that I can find knows about it. Mrs. Skeem. Mrs. Skeem texted me like, I should probably say hi to this girl at some point. I'm like, yeah, probably. Her and I are going to be working together a bit. Probably wouldn't hurt. So like introvert and extrovert? Not quite, because I'm kind of extroverted in certain circumstances. It's just how I express that is differently. You're usually hypercritical of your work when you shouldn't always be. Yeah. Haven't been allowed to. What do you mean you haven't been allowed to? For reasons. You haven't been allowed to say hi? Oh, are you talking about like our last conversations have been like recorded for legality? Is that what you're talking about? Or something else that I'm missing? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. But yeah, you'll have to meet her, say hello, because she's going to be around quite a bit, at least throughout this project. And if this project does well, she's going to be part of the clan. Got to get to know her. Her guy is a Spectrum buddy as well, so the ladies can vent about their Spectrum buddies. Maybe I shouldn't let you talk to her. That actually sounds dangerous. It's not my place to say. Why not? Isn't that whatever? The Tism kids speak on Tism things. But anyway, I wanna get back to topic. I'm distracted. What the fuck were we talking about? We were talking about something. Well, sorry, I have Tism. I don't know the rules. That's part of the Tism, is not knowing the social rules. Give me a break. What the fuck were we talking about? All I see is Mrs. Scheme in the chat. Damn it. Everybody else, where'd you go? Bye, Billy! Oh yeah, Mute Boy swooning. You get no breaks, maybe breaks. I'm all that matters, says Mrs. Scheme. Fine, but I'm trying to build hype for dollars. You're not bringing dollars, the hype is. Also, we're almost at $69. Woo! We're getting ever close to that elusive 1% of the goal. Ghost Flame! What's up, my guy? Feel like I haven't seen you in a minute. Welcome. I just got here. Welcome to just getting here. Bro, this is the most insane thing, though. For anyone who hasn't been here, 2 years ago, I released the After the Tone album, which is the album about the music project that was offered a record label, but the girl who was involved in it accidentally goes to the project. Her and I are doing another project together, which is the last thing I ever thought would happen after what happened in 2010, but here we are. We have signed off on the papers. We've gotten all the nitty gritty of the contractual obligations of it, and we're well into work on an album. And it's wild that that's happening. The story behind it is insane, and her and I are both extremely excited about it. We have one song that has a fully fleshed out demo. It's not fully done. We have another 8 songs in some sort of progress. And the one song we have a demo of, that is worth the price of admission for hearing. Let me remind you again, we got $65. $300 is when you guys get to hear that first demo. Worth it. It is fucking phenomenal. So if anyone's got extra money and they want to chip in $5 or $10 towards that to get us close to that, this goal will be up for the next month. You'll have to be on the stream when those things get leaked, but it is worth it. Because I'm so excited about this project. Also, thank you, Kevin. Thank you. That is the right link, Ghost Flame. We need, on a completely unrelated note, Moroccan noodles are better than Nissan noodles. I don't know noodles, bro. I eat ramen noodles, out of the nasty thing. I am not a noodle snob. Sounds like you put a lot of work into it. Yeah, I mean, well, to put it in perspective, her and I touched base 2 years ago. Was the first time we'd connected in 11 years. And it's taken those 2 years before I approached her about working together again, and we've spent the last month or so since I approached her deciding and thinking about it and working it out, and now we are officially doing it. And it's wild. it is wild because there was a lot, because it's a real story, everything that happened. And as someone who music is like a huge cornerstone of my life, she was the person that I had held, like, I could have had a record deal if you didn't ghost the project. And so there was a lot of emotional healing, a lot of things that we've both had to go through. But at the end of the day, we both know we make good music together. We both see each other as, old friends. We both want to try to do a project together and, try to do it right, try to have it work. And if it doesn't, we're going to make sure we make really good music for those who do hear it. And if it does do well, we are locked and loaded and prepared to do this and like keep doing it. So it's wild to be here. It's taken a lot to be here. Like I said, 2 years since her and I talked again before this, of just me kind of like figuring out if I would be okay with this.
Thank you for the
Ghost
tip.
Flame just put us to $100. What a Chad. Everybody give love to Ghost Flame. And I need to read your comment. Hold on. Everybody love to Ghost Flame while I find his comment again. Streamlabs removed it from me. Okay, there it is. Ghost Flame says, once a schemer, always a schemer. Been here since the Joker Pennywise ERB. That's a day one as far as I'm concerned. That was the first time anyone really found me. Haven't been as active. I'm always supporting from the shadows. Excited for this next project. Ice cream. Hashtag ice cream. Thanks, man. Yeah, I know. You've been around. I know your name when I see you. It's been a while since I've seen you in a chat. I'm really glad that you're still around, and I'm glad that you're excited for this project. This is the most significant project. Has the potential to be the most significant project in my entire music career. But emotionally, it's gotta be, it's probably the biggest one. I don't like to say that because, it involves another person and everything else, but the amount of trauma and build up to this is wild. Once Upon a Loser would be the closest contender to most emotionally impactful because I told so much of my life story in that. But this one definitely beats the original After the Tone album because it's the real thing. So yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot to process. The artistic part of me is very deeply intertwined into this. 50-cent bag noodles are better than 50-cent cup noodles? Oh, I don't know, bro. Probably. So she's like a legit music manager lady, like big-time producer type shit? Who? Britney? No, Britney's an independent artist like I am, if that's what you're asking. She's a phenomenal singer. I guess technically I think she's toured the world for her singing in a quartet group. But her solo career isn't something that's ever really taken off. It's very niche. It's very, very niche. What's interesting is both of us independently are extremely niche. When you combine us, we're a little more universally attainable. So it's very interesting how that works. Because yeah, our sounds separately are very much small audience. Our sounds together has a much wider net. What's her socials? Actually, maybe not because Mute Boy be thirsty. Yeah, we can't let Mute Boy see that. You'll see her on the After the Tone socials. It's very soon. And she's already on there. And she's tagged in those, so if you go down the rabbit hole. So that's the social at for Instagram and YouTube. And TikTok. So follow at After the Tone Music, Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok, and Threads. She's also on YouTube. Yep. I was thinking that Britney, that is how you spell it, A-N-Y. However it's spelled as a producer. She plays instruments and she's produced her own albums. So like she has an album on Spotify, I think it's called Sonder, that she fully produced herself. So yeah, she does produce. So yeah, she's a musician like me. So yeah, we'll be doing some collaborative, well, I mean, it's a whole collaborative project. But we're a third of the way of you guys hearing the first song, the demo of the first song. It's called Honesty. It's a really good song. We're getting ever so close to that, and then we'll keep chugging away at this goal as we go. It was somewhere again. Sorry, I keep getting like these huge, just blurry highs, and again, this is. It's weird to finally actually be talking about it, because I've been hinting around it, or maybe it'll happen, but it's like we're actually here. And it's like we're doing this. It's wild. I've got plenty of uncertainties and concerns still, obviously. But mostly excitement. I think we're gonna put together something really good. We're also less than 1%. No, we're more than 1% to getting Brittany to fly. We are 1.11% make a wish. Right? To getting her to fly out and record it. Which would obviously be the best version of the album. Let's be real. But you know, this album we make how we make it. If we get full production, great. But maybe this album pops off, and then the next one, if we do a next one, if this one pops off. You know, there's all sorts of possibilities. Feel like the album will pay off big time. It has that potential. I'm going to be doing everything in my power, every shitty amount of marketing I know how to do to give it a chance. I'm the type of marketing and the amount of marketing and focus I got to put on this, I've never done on a project before. The closest I've ever done would have been the After the Tone album. I put a decent amount of marketing into that, a decent amount of viral marketing, and like the documentary and all of that. And it worked pretty well. That was my most successful album to date. So I'm basically doing that 100 times, plus with someone else, plus as Mute Boy has proved.
Thank you for the tip!
Kevin!
Daddy.
I don't have much, but here, bro, everything helps. This is a goal that's going to be going on forever. I've got like 70,000 supposed followers. If all of them did that, that would be ridiculous. So you are very well appreciated, Kevin. But yeah, this, I'm going to be doing everything I can to try to make this do well. I really am. Because I believe in this project. I believe that, you know, it's always hard for me to do marketing campaigns because I always find it cringy or undeserved self-importance. But since this is going to be focused on our story, which is just a crazy story that I think people will be interested in, I am very invested in telling that story over and over and advertising it, and just the quality of music that I know we're going to make is so high and the story is so good to go with it that I've got to do everything I can to give this a shot. I think the product is worth putting that kind of effort into it that I haven't done with prior projects. And maybe maybe it'll fuck me over, right? Maybe this will flop worse than anything I've done, and I'll put all that effort and time into it and end up just getting a job again, and oh well. But you know what? I'll still have a good album out of it. We'll still have made a great album, and we'll have gotten to, you know, kind of in a way try what we never really got to try before. And I think that's worth doing. Maybe I'm crazy, but I think that's worth doing. Galactic Senator, what did you miss? Well, if you remember the old After the Tone album that I released 2 years ago, which was about the story of this album that I released in 2009, well, her and I, we didn't talk from 2010 until 2021 because of a missed record deal due to her not answering the phone. And then in 2021, confronted her about it for the first time. We've gone through a lot of talking, a lot of conversation, healing, and growth. And 2 years later, her and I both decided, you know what? Let's do it. Let's make another album, and let's get After the Tone back, and let's see what we can do. You know, 13 years later, with that 26 years combined experience between us, let's do it. Today was when we finally finalized. We talked about terms, you know, revenue splits, all of the nitty gritty. Today was the day that we got all that settled out, so I can officially announce it. And Sometime next week is when we'll be starting our marketing for it. And we've got one demo that's almost complete. The demo's complete, but the song's almost done. We just need a couple of vocal tweaks. And yeah, so we're full into it. We have 8 songs in some sort of progress, and we're going to be adding 3 more to that list for the final album. I imagine the album will be done in 3 to 6 months, which lines up perfectly because every time I have marketed an album, I've usually started marketing about 6 months before it releases. So we're on track for that. But hearing all that stuff early will be dependent on your guys' crowdfunding. Right now, we're over a third of the way of hearing that song I just talked about on the first stream we've talked about it, which would be GG's if you guys heard a song on the first stream. But yeah, that's where we're at. Is my rap battle series canceled? It's not canceled. It's just one that I've always been slow about. Subpar rap battles has always been a slow burn because I only like to do it when I have a good idea. The next possible idea I'm flirting with for subpar rap battles, I've talked to him about it a little bit, but I've thought about getting the Merkins involved because Roy and I, we like each other. We like each other a lot. Roy's good people. And I'm actually going to be reaching out to him here soon about an idea I have that he would fit into. And that may or may not work out with both of our schedules or whatever. But that's the only active kind of thought I have for subpar right now. But the series is not dead. It's not canceled. It's just one I've always been very slow with because I like when I release them for them to be worth releasing. They take a lot of time. And so if I'm going to do them, they gotta be worth doing. All right, Sean, see ya. You quit your job. You're a banker. Let's go, Galactic Senator. Moving up from pizza to
Thank
banker.
you for the tip.
Also, cool dude. Wishing you the best with this project. Thanks, man. I'm optimistic about it. I'm not usually optimistic, but shout out to Galactic Senator. Can we all applaud the upgrade from pizza to banking? Good job. You did good, son. You did good. Woo! Alright, I'm gonna grab water, like, real quick. So if anyone comes in here, let them know what's going on. I'll be back in, like, literally, like, 45 seconds. But when I come back, I want more comments or questions regarding this, because there's a lot of layers here, and I'm sure I'm missing stuff. So, what do you guys want to know? Let me know. I'll be right back. Didn't even have to pour water. I had a bottle that still had water in it. Sensu World's still at pizza. It's alright. It's alright. You'll be fine. You're a DoorDash driver in Vegas? Party on. Damn, Galactic. Well, at least you're into banking now. If you get big old fat banker dollars, feel free to contribute towards making this album even better. Alright. Nobody asked me any questions in the 30 seconds I was gone. I'm sad about that. Woo! Alright. Fuck. What are we talking about? Where are we? Sorry, it's a lot. Mind is rattling. I'm gonna do a opening of this old album. This album's been sealed since 2010. We're gonna open it. We're gonna break the seal. See what goodies are inside. I think I have a couple more of these anyway. Ugh. It's stuck. The unsold album, baby. There it goes. Here with Moonlight. Which will now go back to being the debut album of After the Tone, since we have another one coming out now. The album is untitled. Any album title names? Ideas from you guys? This CD is loose, rattling around in here. Did it get all scratched up? No, not really. Alright, what do we got? So, we got our little insert Look how adorable. Look how cute. Here we are, here with Moonlight. There it is. Man, that's a throwback. This released... I know the album came out end of 2009. Was this pressed in 2009 or 2010? It does not say. It does not say. It just says copyright. Because, yeah, we finished... The album released digitally in November of 2009. I just don't remember if these were printed in November or if it was in early 2010. But yeah. Here's the thing. Adorable album. History. These songs aren't very good. I mean, some of them are decent. The recording quality is not good. Some of the songs are pretty good. There is a song called Drop on this album, and a song called Should We on this album. That will both be on the album Brittany and I are making right now. They've already been outlined. So, 2 songs from the original album are making a comeback. So that's fun. That'll be really fun to revisit those 2 tracks. The instrumentals for those songs are pretty much already done. Oh, another fun thing. I think this was the song that Brittany was probably the most excited about when I mentioned I had made an instrumental for it. Here in Your Arms by Hello Goodbye will have a cover on this album. We're going to figure out how to make that into kind of a duet. If you remember that song. Well, you are the one that lies close to me. A good old blast from 2005. I've made a different version of the instrumental for that song, so there's a full demo for that. But that's gonna be on here in some sort of duet form. That's gonna be fun for anyone that liked all that old stuff. What else? A lot of cool stuff. Man, you guys got a weird ass pizza stories from the Galactic Senator, man. Marco's Pizza, he chucking them under the bus. Wowie! Wowie wee woo, says Gabriel. Oh man, is that everything? Did I cover everything? Is there anything else I need to say? Been talking a lot of hype. But we might be good. Might be good in an hour. Anybody not know what this is about? Anybody have any last questions? It's actually an hour and 20 minutes. My throat's hurting. I was on a 2-hour call, and now I'm on this. I think I need to take a rest. It's been a day. You just got here, Gabriel? Well, let me tell you. I'll restate the story one more time. 2009, I made an album under the group called After the Tone with a girl named Brittany. She's a singer. We got offered to sit down for a record deal, and she never knew because she didn't answer my phone calls to meet for the deal. So I decided that I hated her forever because I figured she deliberately ghosted the project, but that was not the case. She was just an irresponsible teenager. So in 2021, I was about to release an album under weskeem titled After the Tone, telling that story. And upon releasing this album, the community advised I should reach out to her again, since I still didn't know why she ghosted the project. And that's when I found out that she didn't deliberately ghost the project. So the last 2 years, her and I have stayed in touch and tried to figure out, and just kind of forgiving, healing, moving forward from all of that missed opportunity from 2010 when we could have had a label lived out the musician dream. And so now, 2 years after reconnecting, we are getting the band back together. We are well in progress of an album that we're making together. We're giving it a shot. The last thing I figured that would have happened. So this is my stream letting everybody know that somehow 13 years later, the last thing I would have expected is happening. We have our first demo completed. We have this goal for anyone who donates any amounts to try to make the album a little better, or if you guys went crazy and filled the goal in the next month and a half, I'd fly her out here to record the album. But otherwise, we'll be doing it online and just, different things. If we hit different goals, gifts for you guys, or ways that I can market the album better and or like hire people to help with some of the instrumentals. That's it. I'm just letting you guys know, and I'll keep talking about this consistently because it's a big project, a really big project, very important to me, and I think it's going to be great, and you guys are going to love it. If I make a cartoon you like it enough, could I help with the music? I mean, not for free. I'm too busy for it for free, but if you want to hire me, sure. Good night, bars. Do a Scooby-Doo cover in Cartman's voice. Same answer, not for free. I gotta keep the lights on, especially since a lot of my time is going towards this album that's not guaranteed to make any money. I have faith in it, but that doesn't mean nothing's guaranteed, especially in the entertainment industry. But yeah, that's the story. It's a wild whirlwind of emotions. This just got finalized today. I was talking to her for 2 hours before this live stream, going over all the legal stuff. Everyone signing on the dotted line kind of thing. And it's just like a big exhale of, wow, I guess, fuck, we're doing this. You guys will see a lot more marketing material starting next week because she's going to be traveling this week, and we're gonna hit the ground running next week. You guys are gonna see her around on some of my platforms as we introduce ourselves to the world again for another go at it. So we'll see. We're gonna ride this star as far as it'll take us. Maybe we release this album that nobody likes. Whatever. We're going for it though. And I think there's a good chance. There's a good chance that people will like this. And if the stars align, this could be a big project. This could be a big turning point for her and both of us. Could be. Again, in this industry, there's no guarantees. But I think the quality is there. It's just about getting everything else. I'm gonna put a lot of effort to make it not stand a chance, and so is she. Right? It's not just me. We're both invested in committing to really trying to make this work, and putting whatever we need to help make that happen. So it's gonna be a wild few months. I'll tell you that much. And I'm gonna keep you guys posted and come along for the ride. You guys here on this stream, like you are the ground zero. The most in of the in crowd that there could be. You are my first step to telling other people about this. You are the founders, the people that knew about it before it was a thing. Because if this picks up, if this thing takes off, you get to be the most hipster person that ever was. Be like, I was there on the stream when they announced it. So shout out to you guys for being here right at the start. But I think that'll do it for now. Hour and a half. That's a good stream because I'm going to leave this one up. So it's already too long. All of you guys, anyway, as far as let me leave it on ways that you can help. You can obviously help by donating so that I could do things like get marketing done for it aside from my guerrilla marketing, like paid marketing, to put more time into it. Because, a lot of this money is just so I can focus more time into this, because time is a resource. So rather than doing some of the other things I do to get paid, I can allocate more time to this. If there's money involved, same thing with Brittany, because some of this money will be, get shared with her so that she can put this to the priority. So obviously donating is a way that you can help. I'll have these goals up every time I'm solo streaming. But not everyone can donate, or some people just don't donate to streamers or whatever, and that's fine as well. So other ways that you can help is, as I post stuff about this, just share the story with people who you think would find it interesting. Interact with posts. If you see me posting on Instagram or Twitter about this or whatever, just like the post. Like the post, drop a comment. Let people know you're excited about the project. Like, if you can't financially contribute, you can still help just by interacting with the journey. That's it. Be on the streams when I'm talking about this. Leave comments, share, likes and stuff. Not in the goofy YouTuber like, share, and subscribe, but in an actual, authentic. If you're like, I believe in this project and I want to help, obviously the way number one is by donating, even if it's just a fucking $1, because multiple people, like, I have 76,000 subscribers. If everyone donated $1, that what the hell? That's 76 grand. So, like, money's obviously the primary way, but that's not applicable to everyone. So just follow the story and interact with it as we tell it. So follow me after the tone music on Instagram and TikTok and YouTube. That's how anyone can help, is interact. Ya boy Hachiman, this is the first time you've seen my face. Let's go. Welcome. I'm guessing a lot of people are introduced to me through the mask reactions and don't know that I've revealed my face, but this is the one. Hello. Welcome. Glad you're here and glad my face makes sense to you. Okay. And your boy, welcome. You've come at the tail end of the stream. We've just talked about a huge turn in my potential future music career. Got my old bandmate and I back together after 13 years since we made our last song. And we are going headfirst into a huge project that we're hoping could do well. And we're going to need your guys' help financially, for those who can financially contribute, and for those who can't, just be here for the ride. Interact with the posts about it. Just let's build momentum for the next several months leading to release. And let's get it done. I'm not going to be able to do it without you guys. I'm an independent artist. I literally print my own CDs with the equipment in my house. Like, I have a printer that prints the labels onto the discs that you guys as a community help me buy. This is as independent as it gets. So the success of this needs the ground level you guys here to push it, because it will never breach into those next categories of success without the people like you here pushing it that first step further. So thank you for being here. Please continue to be here as we go through this journey, because we got a lot of steps ahead of us. This is step one, but I'm excited to where it goes. So with that, thank you. If for some reason you're watching this on a replay and you've watched to the end, then what I just said applies doubly for you, because wow, you rewatched an hour and a half stream when it wasn't even live. GG's. Okay. See you guys later. Have a good one. Thanks for being here. You're awesome.